my latest book, there's a chapter that I'm talking about my daughter. And see, I'm a person, if you know me, I don't give testimonies of like 80 years ago, like I'm perfect today, because I'm still growing. So my daughter had an issue at school a few months ago. Say with me, a few months ago.
A few months.
Yep. So I'm writing this book, and my daughter was getting bullied at school. And so she was coming home, and my wife was giving her instructions on how to handle it, how to de-escalate. And I'm gonna be honest. Come on, I'm still work in progress. All right, I'm still work in progress. And so we went through the whole process, right? And a week later, we get a phone call from her school, and they say, your daughter's suspended. And I'm like, no, not mine. She's the one that's always trying to resist conflict. She doesn't want conflict. And so I said, you need to go and watch that video to make sure you're talking about my baby. And so they said, I'll go look. They called us back later and said, yeah, we seen your daughter. She didn't have a fight. It was considered an almost fight. So I get her home that night, and we're talking, and I'm asking, I'm like, yo, what happened? And this broke my heart. She said, Dad, she started crying. And she said, Dad, I never wanted to fight. I was afraid. But you was telling me to stand up for myself. Let me tell you what happened. I started thinking. When I was 13 years old, I got bullied. And I didn't fight. And people laughed at me. And I'm 47. And I never talked to that 13-year-old boy. I never talked to that 13-year-old boy and said, you know what, man? I give you grace. It's okay. It was okay to be afraid. It was okay for you to not want to fight. And so all these years, I've been judging that 13-year-old boy. So now here, my daughter, in 2023, I'm trying to get her to fight my fight. That I didn't fight many years ago. And when I came to the conclusion, Shon, you got to do better. And so I don't stand up here to trying to tell you how to live your life. I just say that we got to grow from the inside out. We got to grow from the inside. I can make excuse after excuse that I'm doing this, I'm doing, but I never want to be a public success in the private field. You wouldn't have known that story if I didn't tell you. The thing about it is that I'm extremely transparent, not for you, for me. Because I don't want my children to come into your presence like, I don't know him. Because that's not the person who I see at home.